Hi, Steve Gamache here with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product video. This time we're looking at the Saji Damascus R-2 steel Gyuto 240mm knife. This line of knives has a core steel of R-2 powdered metallurgy stainless steel, and the heat treat rating is high at 64 Rockwell on these, so they're very hard. The construction is a stainless multi-layered Damascus style cladding over the top of that core steel. So you can see the core along the edge right here. And then these have kind of a gray gunmetal kind of matte finish to them. And there you can see the layers, and you can see the edge steel exposed there at the core. So it's an all stainless knife, which is pretty neat. The weight on this is 6.2 ounces, 176 grams. And the blade length is 246, so it's a little oversized for a 240, about 9.7 inches. The overall length is about 15.35 from tip to end of handle. The spine at the base on these are fairly thin blades, so it's about 2.3 above the heel, and tapers just a little bit right after that. And this knife pretty much holds that taper. There's not a lot of distal taper to this knife. It pretty much holds that thickness just about all the way through till boom, you hit the grind. And the grind doesn't start till further down the blade, so about right here. So, excuse me, you hold this thickness pretty well through a lot of the blade. The height on this is about 51.6, so a fairly generous height for a 240. The handle type is one of that semi-custom, real nice, that tiger maple handle with the Wenge ferrule. And this handle material is really cool. And I'll see if I can duplicate it again here. But as you move it around in the light, the figure of the wood kind of moves around. It's pretty neat how it reflects and changes the visually kind of almost three-dimensional. It's a really cool handle. The circumference on this is about right at 3 inches, 76 millimeters. You've got enough length here in the heel to neck area to fit nicely with the pinch grip to get your finger in there. And so this knife could use a little bit of rounding, just a tad on the spine. It's pretty well nicely done at the heel. It's a little hard to see, but you do have some chiseled kanji on it as well. The edge on this, it's fairly thin towards the edge. It holds that contour, though, pretty well far down, so it doesn't really start going down into the edge till about right here. You can kind of see that right where the Damascus is, so there's the edge. It looks to be just about exactly 50-50, or pretty darn close to it for my eyes. Maybe a little flatter on this side. So a little more curve on the right side and a little bit flatter, but fairly close. The edge, this is a pretty flat blade, so this is one of the flatter Gyuto profiles. That focus, there we go. So you can see that holds a lot of flatness on a good, probably about half the knife will hold a nice flat spot and then into a gentle belly. So it's not a big rocker, but it's got a real nice flat spot if you like push cutting and you like that style. So balance point on this is right about here, which is a little in front of a pinch grip, so right about there in your pinch grip, pretty close to that. It's got a nice light feel in the hand, and it's a really nice looking blade as well. It's just a really cool looking blade. And definitely if you want to try something in the powdered metallurgy style, hard steel, this might be the one for you. And so there you have the Saji Damascus R-2 Gyuto 240mm.